What up, yogis? Welcome to your flow. My name is Ben McCumming. So we're starting in child's pose today. So you can either have the knees far apart, close together, somewhere in between. And what I want you to do is lift up the hips and draw them back towards the heels. If it's uncomfortable to actually place the hips down on the heels, you can grab a pillow or place something underneath. Otherwise, you don't have to lower all the way down. So you can place the elbows and forearms down. And then you can just start to focus the breath more into the belly than the chest. So all that means, if you're not used to belly breathing, is to expand the belly down and out, filling full of air like a balloon. So as you breathe in through the nostrils, belly expands, and then as we breathe out, lightly draw the lower belly in towards the spine. So if it's early in the morning for you, you might want to move a little bit. So you've been still all night, so you might want to just sway gently from side to side. Might feel nice. You never have to be completely still. Otherwise, if it has been a big day, it might feel nice to have a little bit of stillness here. Either way, can we relax the shoulders, head, neck, and jaw a little bit? And we'll start to move straight away. So we'll inhale, lift up to all fours. Bring the knees a little bit close together if they're far apart. Lift the chest, lift the hips, tuck the toes. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin, press through the fingertips, breathe out through the nostrils. Good, we'll do that a couple more times. Just moving the mic a little bit. We'll inhale, lift up. And then exhale, tuck in. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, tucking in. 1 more. We'll inhale, lift up. And then this time as we tuck in, we'll just look down to between our hands, press into our fingertips, and then we'll lower all the way down with the exhale. So bending the elbows, lowering the body down. So lowering the hips, the thighs. We'll shuffle the hips and feet back. Get your body as nice and long as possible. And then we'll roll the shoulders up and back. So I want you to spread your fingertips. Imagine you're holding basketballs in the hands. Bring them beside the body. And as you lift them up, imagine pressing these basketballs down into the ground, and that will help lift up the chest, lift up the feet. So top of the head forward, like a turtle's head coming out of its shell. And then curl the toes away from your feet a little bit and press the feet back. You don't have to go super strong. It's still early. See if you can relax the shoulders, wiggle the fingers a little bit. Nice slow breaths in and out the nose. Good. As an option, if you want, for an extra 2, you can inhale both arms forward, connect the thumbs, and then exhale them back. 1 more time. Inhale forward, exhale back. Bring the hands to frame the chest. Draw the elbows in, but don't squeeze them towards the body. Tops of the feet to the ground. Think of a seesaw. So we rock the body back onto the hips, lift the chest. Breathe in. So we're not pressing through the arms, we're soft on the arms. Exhale down. Do that again. Do that again. So pouring the weight back, tucking the chin a little bit to roll up, lifting, and then we draw the lower belly in, lift up on to all fours, and then exhale back to a child's pose again. And just settle in, you can move a little bit, sway, whatever feels good for you. And then this time we'll walk the hands out a little bit further in front. Pressing with the fingertips, lift the chest, take a breath in, and we'll come into downward dog. So pressing through the hands, lift the knees off the ground, and drawing the heels back. Softening through the neck, shoulders, and just moving the hips side to side a little bit. So you never have to be fully still in a pose. So there's the general guidelines for the pose. So downward dog, we want to be drawing the chest underneath the body towards the toes. The head just kind of hangs in between the arms. We want to do the heels back, but you can bend through the knees. But then you can move a little bit. You can even sway side to side, forward and back. Explore the pose a little bit. No, don't forget to press into the fingertips. We're going to feet a little bit closer together. We'll inhale the right foot up and back in behind the body, nice and long. Get any cracks you want. And then we'll slowly tuck the right knee underneath the body, right foot forward for a runner's lunge position. So we want a long stance. So that right knee draws forward over towards the right ankle, pressing the left heel back. And then we'll draw up through center. So keep that back heel off the ground. And we draw the inside of the thighs. I want you to draw an imaginary line up the back of the body with the fingertips, like this. Up the back of the neck, up and over. And then we draw that circle back underneath the body. So if it wobbles, just adjust the stance. You might want to go a little bit wider with the feet. Might want to draw the inside of the thighs together a little bit more. I want to smile a little bit more. Good, rolling around the body. So we're just drawing an invisible line to help us activate all the points of the body, but then also to help us find that balance and that rotation. Lift up the arms, sink into the posture a little bit more. See if you can drop the shoulders a little bit, head nice and long. Coming back to your breath. Good. What we'll do now, we'll inhale both arms up, and this is optional. Keep the hands in the air if this doesn't suit you. We'll interlace the fingers in behind the body. So draw the hands back, interlace the fingers, draw the chest up, arms back. Draw the right knee forward, the left heel back. Inhale with the chest, straighten that front leg a little bit. Exhale, sink in. Good. Two more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, sinking down. One more. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, drawing the hands down to meet that right foot. And then drop that left knee to the ground. Both hands are on the ground, and then we extend the right foot back in behind the body. Walk the hands underneath the chest, tuck the toe, tuck the chin. Good. Option one, keep the right foot here. Both hands on the ground. Option two, take the left arm out in front, nice and long. Drawing the lower belly in can help to take a little peek underneath the body towards that left knee, and that'll hold your body out the back a bit for you. Good. One more breath in. Hand down, knee down. Let's swap for the other side. So left foot back. See if you can line that left hip up with the right. And then right arm forward if you took the arm on the other side. Otherwise, just keep the arm on the ground. You can look underneath the body towards that right knee if you need to hold the body. So what I mean hold the body is we don't want to arch too much here. We want to be straight line as much as possible. One more breath in. Hand down, knee down. And let's gently come down to our belly. So bending the knees, roll down nice and slow. Good. Let's take a Sphinx position. Elbows down, forearms down. So the elbows want to be about the distance away that if you took your elbows like this and then rotated them, you don't want them to be much wider than that. Forearms are on the ground. And then feel like we're pressing and spreading them out apart with the hands, and that'll broaden up through the collarbones a little bit. Good. Softening the breath. 2 or 3 more breaths here. Nice and slow. Good. You can release the posture. Frame the chest with the hands, baby cobra, so tucking the chin, just like we did at the start of the class, lifting up the chest, drawing the hips back, child's pose. So you can always spend a couple of breaths in child's pose before we head back to downward dog, or if you want to head straight back to downward dog, you can do that now. Yeah, there's always a little bit of a choice in between the flows if you want more rest or more energetics, more movement. Again, just see if you can let your head just hang in between the arms. Press down through the thumbs all the way over the pinky fingers. And check maybe if your feet are a bit wide, they might feel a little bit wide, they might feel a little bit close together. Feel free to adjust and move a little bit around. And feel like the chest is drawing underneath the body as we lift the back of the hips. That's it. Inhale the left foot up and back in behind the body, nice and long. Tucking that left knee underneath the body. Left foot through for a runner's lunge, setting yourself up first, hands on the ground. Should feel forward, pressing forward with the right foot, pressing back with the left foot. Zip up through center. Again, if it wobbles, opportunity to adjust the stance. Drawing that line up the back of the body, inhale. Exhale, circle around the body. Good, inhale, rolling up. So this is a good habit to get into as well because we're actually using that momentum and that roll and wave of the body. So it actually takes the pressure off the lower back and spine. Good way to move the body. That's pretty therapeutic as well. It's kind of like a little bit of a self-massage for you. Relax your shoulders, sink in, right heel down, left knee forward. Back to your breath. We inhale, expand the arms, and then exhale, interlace the fingers again. A little bit differently the last time though. So whatever your natural way is of binding the fingers is, just change the pinky finger placement around. And that'll change the rest of the fingers around. You'll probably feel pretty strange. Good. Inhale, expand the chest, lift up the legs a little bit. And then exhale, bend the knees a little bit more, sink into the posture. Right, left knee forward, right heel back. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, sinking down. 1 more time. Exhale all the way down. Releasing the hands. Left knee lowers. And we do the same thing again. So we go left leg back. And then we have our right arm forward. Left leg back, right arm forward. If you want a little bit extra this time, for a bit of a quad stretch, you can take your right hand back to reach for your left foot. This is optional, remember it's levels. If you do, maybe bring the left hand a little bit closer to you, soften through the right shoulder. Just extend the foot into the hand. Good, slowing down the breath. 2 more. So you can keep the foot in the air where you release the hand first, and then place the foot down. Nice work. Left foot back. Right foot back, I mean. It needs some mirroring. So, left arm reaches back, right foot. Left hand, right foot. Two more breaths. Softening into the shoulders, the elbows, the face. And then slowly releasing the hand, keeping the foot in the air. And then releasing the knee down. We'll just take some little circles. So just lean to the left, to the front, to the right, to the back. Relaxing the head, neck, shoulders, jaw. Slowing down the breath, I'm just taking a few little circles. So if you get lost throughout the flow, or throughout this flow or any flow really, this is a really good go-to. If you just need to rest, this is usually what I do first thing in the morning before bed. I don't really know what to do yet. I'm just kind of going down to all fours and just rotate because it moves all the joints. You can reverse the rotation. Eventually it stops looking more like a circle and kind of more like that infinity symbol, figure 8, kind of serpentine movement. Body loves it. Good, when you're ready, we'll go back to downward dog. So lift the chest, tuck the toes, and then refining the positioning. Feel free to move around a little bit, sway the hips from side to side. And then we'll look forward. You can begin to walk the feet underneath the body to the front of the mat where the hands are. Spread the toes, pull the weight back into the heels, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fall. Press and lift, draw the hips forward. If you get a bit dizzy when you raise up, just do the shoulder roll instead of raising the arms up. It'll be better. If you don't get dizzy, feel free to raise the arms above the head. Arms connect and exhale the hands down in front of the chest. Let's start with a little bit of balance, shall we? So bring the feet nice and close together, not touching. We'll go right knee up and pressing down through the left foot and just exploring the left foot a little bit. You've got the big toe of the left foot, the pinky toe, the heel, and all these little corners. So if you do get a bit wobbly, just remember you can ground down into all the corners, press down, lift up, and smile. So take the right heel underneath the right buttock, and then you can have your hands underneath your chest to start off with, and then extending the right foot back into a warrior 3 position. See if you can drop that right hip down a little bit. Turtle say coming out a bit shallow, top of the head forward. And then eventually, those basketballs are miraculously back in your hands, hovering there, press down into them, and that'll expand you a bit. Maybe you feel like you have big inflatable gym balls underneath the shoulders and armpits as well. So thinking about things that we imagine can actually help the body to figure out what it needs to do to enable it to feel and be what we want it to in the pose or in life. Good. Bend that left knee a little bit and then press through the left heel, draw the right knee back underneath the body. Right knee lifts, right foot extends just for a moment. place it down. Let's just take a moment just to take a horse stance flow. So we have toes out, heels in. If you're not used to my classes and you don't know what a horse stance is, it's like a horse riding stance. So it's a wide stance, drawing the hips back. Then what I want you to do is just imagine you're holding a big invisible ball in between your hands. And then just start to sway side to side. So we look to the left, we lean to the left. Look to the right, lean to the right. Lean to the left foot, lean to the right foot. And then the elbows begin to lead the way. So you look to the right, right elbow raises. Look to the left elbow raises. So if you haven't done Tai Chi before, it may seem a little bit silly, but we're actually massaging all the joints of the body. Tai Chi is essentially moving energy, moving Qi, and just redistributing tension evenly throughout the body. Feels pretty good. Just do a little good in-between flow. You can wiggle the fingers a little bit, then we'll inhale up and out. Exhale in and down softly, sinking the hips back. 2 more. Inhale up and out. Exhale in and down. 1 more time. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Stick your tongue out. Yeah, let's do that 1 more time. Inhale through the nose. Tongue is out, let it go. Nice work. Let's go back to the other side. So you'll stay where you are, feet back close together. We'll inhale the left knee up this time. Nice and tall. Rechecking in with your foot. So right big toe, pinky toe, heel, long through the body, left heel towards the left buttock, and then rotating. So extending that left heel back, left foot back, and then see if we can line that left hip up with the right a little bit more. Go along through the top of the head. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just move where you are, how you are today. Good, expanding the hands up to the side if you haven't done it already. Spreading the palms. And just using whatever visualizations help you to get that balance, like the basketballs in the hands, gym balls underneath the shoulders. Even if you've got an invisible friend behind you, drawing that left foot back towards them. Top of the head forward. And using your breath to support you through. Good, bending the right knee, pressing through the right heel as we straighten it again, lifting the left knee underneath the body. The left foot extends forward for a moment. Back into our horse stance. So toes out, heels in. Just moving side to side, you'll get used to it eventually. Palms stay facing each other the whole time. So in Tai Chi, this is called hold the ball because it looks like we're holding a ball. Just slowing down the breath. Swaying side to side, whichever way you turn, that elbow leads, but we're actually moving from the middle of the body outwards. So we rotate the hips, and then send a wave down the arms towards the wrist, hands, and fingertips. Inhale up and out. Exhale in and down. 2 more. Inhale up and out. Exhale in and down. Last one, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Tongue optional this time. Good, hands all the way down to the floor. So get in a squat position. Hands down. And then we'll step both feet back to a downward dog position. So strong through the fingertips, pressing back through the arms. Good, and then we'll do some spinal rolls. So what we do is we inhale up and forward to a high plank position, long, and then we bend the knees, bend the elbows, press back. So we inhale up and forward long, and then exhale, press back. So it kind of looks like a locomotion train, doing these rotations through the whole body. Body loves to move in these waves and spirals. It's quite good for the joints. Plus we can choose how much we press into the fingertips, how much pressure we put on the fingertips here. So you can strengthen the wrists. If this gets a bit much, you can drop to your knees. You can do the same thing. So we have been constantly moving throughout the flow. We haven't really stopped a lot, but you can slow down the breath at any time, and that'll help you to recenter yourself a bit. And then if you want to come down into your belly when you're ready, then we'll just take a little rest. So just fold the arms, forehead or cheek down to the arms, and just find your breath, maybe swaying the hips from side to side. If you are feeling fire and you don't want to rest here, it might be a good idea if you rest, but you can always take the Sphinx if you want. So you know where that is, elbows down, forearms down, lifting up. Either way, resting on the belly, arms folded, or in Sphinx. We'll be here for another 3 breaths. Finding your way back to downward dog once you're ready. That can be via child's pose or straight back into downward dog, your choice. Bring a little pedal out once you get there. Good. Making your way back to downward dog if you haven't yet. Inhaling the right foot up and back, nice and long through the body. Super slow motion, tucking that right knee underneath the body. Right foot forward for that runner's lunge position again. Set yourself up, transfer the weight back, zip up. So draw the inside of the thighs, one circle around the body. Nice big breath in. Exhale back underneath the body. Good, rolling up. And let's interlace the fingers in behind like we did earlier. So drawing the hands back. Inhale, draw the chest up, arms back. Exhale, sink into the posture. Some will turn into a warrior 3 with the bound arms. So we inhale, lift up. As you exhale, start to pull the weight forward, dip the chest, and then press through the right heel, lift the left leg up in behind. A couple little kick-offs if you need. And then broaden the top of the head forward, left foot back. And then drawing the arms back behind you, helping that get you to lift a little bit more. Opening up that right hip. So I'd like you to stay here for about 3, 4, maybe 5 breaths with me. If you need to come out earlier, we'll rotate back to a standing position. You've got this. You can bend that front knee a little bit, take the edge off, and then re-straighten it. Eventually tucking that left knee underneath the body, keeping the arms down. Breath in, and then slowly placing that left foot down. Good. Horse stance just for a few breaths, just a little one. Just dissipating any tension. Good. The important thing is we just keep moving, even if we're feeling like we want to stop for a moment after a strong pose. Keep it moving, inhale up and out. Exhale in and down, all the way down to the floor. So both feet back, downward dog. Inhale up and forward to a high plank. Exhale down and back, downward dog. So we're just doing these flowing motions. If you have a regular vinyasa practice and you do want to take a chaturanga or something like that instead, you're welcome to do that. Not really doing that today. There's always the option there if you want it. We will be coming all the way down to the mat in a moment though, after we do this, so you will get your chaturanga fix in a way. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. You'll learn eventually if you keep following my classes. So inhale up and forward, hold this position. Feel free to drop down to the knees if you think this is going to be too much for you. Tuck the lower belly in, look underneath your body towards the toes, and we'll lower all the way down to the floor. Slowly the shoulders go in front of the hands a little bit towards the fingertips. And if you feel like you're dropping, just lower the knees. Yeah? Let's go 5 down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Pull the weight back. Inhale, lift up. Less on the arms. You don't need to use the wrists as much. Let's come to a virabhadrasana or rest. So if you're not familiar with what that is, it's like a child's pose except chest is lifted up instead of being on the ground. Again, if this isn't comfortable, you can place a pillow underneath. Slow down your breath. Just checking in with your body. If you want to rotate the wrists a little bit, you can interlace the fingers. Feel a little wrist rolls. One direction and the other. Do a little bit of a boogie where you're doing it. Get the shoulders involved in the party. Shake it off. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Let's go. Downward dog. Setting up for the last standing flow on the other side. Enjoy downward dog for a couple of breaths. Moving, swaying hips from side to side. Both feet nice and close together. Inhale the left leg up and back in behind the body. Slow motion, tucking the left knee underneath the body, left foot forward, right foot back. Zipping up through center, pull the weight back. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, nice big circle around the body. Good, inhale, roll up. Draw the hands in behind the body, interlacing the fingers. Change the finger placement around a little bit, just change the pinky finger placement, the rest will change too. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink a little. Inhale, lifting up. Dip the chest forward, lift the right foot, warrior three. So, warrior three with bound arms. One side's probably a little bit different, or a lot different to the other side, it's normal. Forget about any stories, focus on the breath. Good, 1 or 2 more breaths, and then slowly tucking that right knee underneath the body, lifting up, releasing the hands, and horse stance. Nice work, slowing everything down. Keeping moving, even though your body wants to stop moving, keep moving. Rotating side to side. Probably familiar with the movement now, don't worry about what it looks like, just focus on what it feels like, maybe closing the eyes. I just want to feel like we're gently swaying from side to side, and we move from the hips first, but we do press from the feet first. The hips are the main driving force. And move the shoulders a little bit, so if the shoulders feel a little bit stiff, move the shoulders up around towards the ears a little bit. Good, 3 times. Inhale up and out. Exhale and then down. 2 more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let me see the tongue. Good, last one. We're winding down after this. Let it all go. Hands all the way down to the floor. Set both feet back. Downward dog. I'll give you a choice here. 1 of 3. So if you feel just you're done before we wind down, just come to a child's pose or a Sphinx. On the ground, you can take these spinal rolls, high plank to downward dog. Otherwise, you can follow me all the way down to our belly from the high plank. Let's go 8 seconds. Let's do it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Nice work. Nice gentle lift. And then child's pose. Take a little break. Take a little rest. Good work. Settling in. I'll lead you into a pigeon pose now. If pigeon pose doesn't suit you, so you can place I was going up there with you, otherwise I would give you the option of a bolster or a pillow. I'll show you where you can put it. Otherwise you can just roll onto your back and I'll give you a different variation for that. If you want to follow me into pigeon, starting from downward dog, inhale the right leg up and back, and then exhale the right knee towards the right wrist. So we want to be outside, so don't have the knee underneath the body, you want it outside of the hips a little bit so the hips can come through. You could place a bolster or a pillow on top of your leg here, and then when you sit down on it, it'll actually give you a bit more lift and support. Otherwise, sinking back, you want that back set of toes pointing straight back. And then you can just soften here, focus on your breath, and just gently pulling the weight back towards the hips. If this doesn't suit you, you can come onto your back. Then you can just do a very similar thing, place the ankle to the thigh, thread the arms around underneath the knee, and then just relax here. So make sure the head is on the ground. If you end up here, go grab a pillow. You're not going to get anything good from doing this. I want to be relaxed. Yeah? So, I'll come back into a pigeon, but stay there if you need to. And just slowing down your breath. Not sure if you can hear on the audio, there's some distant thunder in the background. Here in the Sunshine Coast hinterland, it's beautiful up here. It's been raining the last few days and there's this distant thunder in the background. It's kind of quieted down a little bit now, but you can still hear it a little bit. Be here for about 2 more breaths. And then we'll just gently swap sides. So we'll come out the way we came in. So walk the hands back. See if you can challenge yourself not to just dump into your wrists. See if you can draw the lower belly in and extend the right foot back. If it feels good, you can stretch out that right leg or even open up that right hip a little bit. And then placing it down. If you did open up that right hip, open up the left first, because we won't be coming out the same way we came in. And then left knee towards the left wrist for pigeon pose. So remembering the other option on your back. So you just roll onto your back and you place the left ankle on the right thigh this time. Lifting up, left foot flex, pressing in, and then gently lowering down. And then seeing if you can slow down your breath, especially the out breath here. So an example might be breathing in to the count of 3, and then breathing out to the count of maybe 5 or 6. Just about double what you breathe in. So you might breathe in 2, 3, and hold, then out 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, then hold. Back in 2, 3. Hold, and then out 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and hold. And just finding your own count, so it can be slightly shorter, could be longer. That's going to get your body into that rest and restorative state a little bit faster. One or 2 more breaths. And then you can gently walk the hands back. This time we'll lean to one side. And then we'll tuck the knees in as we roll onto our back. So if you do have a big pillow or a block handy, you can grab that. Otherwise you won't need it. Draw the knees in towards the belly. And then just start to make little circles with the knees together. So we're just massaging that lower back into the floor a little. Just going one way, and then the opposite way. And then we separate the knees, so we open up the legs and the knees, and then we take little circles in opposite directions. Just nice circles, and see if we can get the shoulders to join the party, join the rotation. So the way that the knees are rotating, see if you can rotate the shoulders as well. Then reverse that direction. That's it. Extend the left leg and draw the right knee towards you. So just towards the rib cage and then towards that right armpit a little bit. So again, not forcing it, not 100%, maybe 70, 80% max. Extending that left foot away from you as you draw the right knee towards you. Good. With the knee held here, place the left foot down onto the ground, and then shuffle the hips over towards the right a little bit. And then you'll lean over towards the left, and then bring that right knee across you. Extend that right arm out to the right, and just look gently over towards that right hand. So you can rest the left hand on the right knee if you like. Just a gentle stretch, and one of the best things you can do here is start to belly breathe in. So all you're doing is breathing in, expanding the belly. I don't know if you can see it, but my whole middle body is expanding. So my hips are actually relaxing more as I do this and allowing more space for them. It feels awesome. Not sure if you can hear the rain. It's just started again. Gently supporting the knee back into center. And then you can extend your right leg away, make sure the hips are squared back again, left knee towards you, and then towards that left armpit. And actively, so don't just rest that right foot on the ground, it's still, the whole leg's on the ground, but we're pressing away so we get that length with the right foot, and grounding the right hip to the ground, and you have that left knee towards the left armpit. Nice big breaths. Right foot places down, shuffle the hips to the left a little bit, and then lean over towards the right, extending the left leg across the body. Ground down, make sure the left shoulder is on the ground. If it's not, just roll over that way a little bit, extend the left foot, the left hand out to the left, then just gently look over towards the left side of the body. Nice big belly breaths again. Eventually you can unwind. And then place both feet to the edges of the mat, knees fall into center, and just open up the arms out to the side a little bit, and you just sway the knees from side to side. So this gentle little windscreen wiping action, nice and loose. Then we'll place the soles of our feet together for virabhadrasana. So press the soles of the feet to the bottoms of the feet together, open up the knees out to the side, and just stretching out the hips a little bit. So as far as you need the feet away from you to get the right amount of stretch. Nice big belly expansions. Gently supporting the knees up, placing both feet down again. We'll just have a little supported bridge. So here, if you have quite a thick pillow or block or something, you can place that underneath the hips to elevate the hips a little bit. Otherwise, you can just lift the hips up, and you can either just like this pull it with the hands, or you can even draw the elbows underneath the body. But if you feel any pressure on the head or neck, back off a little bit. We don't want to push up and have all the weight back into the neck. It's not what we want. This is meant to be gentle, supportive, restorative. Just lifting, expanding up through the hips. Just for 1, 2, or 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready, setting yourself up for Shavasana. So legs long away from the body. Arms relax to the side, palms face up. And head nice and long away from the body. And maybe just sway the hips, the shoulders, with your toes and fingers. And you're starting to notice your breath. Just simply noticing the breath moving softly in and out the nostrils as you expand the belly on the inhale and lower the belly on the exhale. And you'll notice it's a little bit easier now to breathe more into the belly than the chest. Now you're on your back. And that's it. And as you lay here, imagining that as you breathe in, you can feel the breath circulating through every little corner of your body. And as you imagine this and feel this, I want you to imagine that your breath is giving your body exactly what it needs now to nourish it, restore it, and replenish it. That's it. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that your body is filtering out whatever doesn't serve it today, whatever it doesn't need, and just releasing it from the body, getting rid of it. It just dissipates into the air and drifts away. And that's it. As you lay here, just imagining that you can feel your whole body beginning to soften and relax. First you feel it at the back of the heels, then gently moving up behind the ankles, behind the calves, underneath the knees, the backs of the thighs, glutes, the hips, all the way up the back of the body, behind the upper back, the shoulders, gently moving up the back of the neck, up the back of the head, all the way to the crown of the head. And then softly trickling up over the forehead, over the eyebrows, down the front of the nose, to the top lip, around the cheeks, to the bottom lip, feeling your whole jaw soften and relax, noticing more space now between the teeth and the tongue. You feel your shoulders just melt into the floor. You feel this soothing sensation wash down the arms towards the wrists, hands and fingertips. The same gentle sensation washing over the chest, ribs, belly, the hips, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet and toes. To your whole body, just completely immersed in this soothing sensation. And your whole body is weightless now. As you lay here, floating in space. You can just completely let go. There's nothing left you need to do. very slowly and start to become aware of your body and the floor. Aware of your breath. You can begin to brush the thumbs over each fingertip. You can wiggle the toes. You can gently nod the head from side to side. And just beginning to move however feels good for you to reawaken the body. Eventually you can take a nice big stretch up overhead with the arms. Nice big breath in, a little grin. Then you can roll over to one side, knees tucked in, head resting on the arm. And when you're ready, you can gently bring yourself up into a seated position. And we'll finish off with 3 breaths, with each breath raising both hands up above the head, palms connecting. And as you exhale down through center, brushing the thumbs over the forehead, the nose and the lips. The backs of the hands against the thighs. And just noticing every little sensation. Noticing how much more aware you are of every little sensation. And how different you feel. Rest both palms in front of the chest. And finish off, take an Om, followed by a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth together. Taking a breath in for Om now. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.